They are the youth leaders at the heart of conservation agenda across Africa. The three-day conference dubbed I Am for Nature Youth Summit is being hosted at the African Wildlife Foundation in partnership with the World Wildlife Fund in Nairobi.
There are forces out there that think that nature is something that we could sacrifice for progress. But without nature, what do we have?
Cameroon has really been on the rise when it comes to forest products. Like in Cameroon, we have a huge percentage, almost 57, if I'm not mistaken. So I think this is due to government policies which have really affected the increase, because when we look at the problem of climate change and biodiversity loss, there is a need to always really put down rules and regulations to do reforestation as people do exploitation.
These environmental champions want their voices to be heard.
Over the years, what I've come to realize is that everybody was speaking for social justice, everybody was speaking for economic justice, and yet all of those are underpinned on the environment. If the environment has the ability to produce for the current generation's need, then you can talk about the two elements. So I think somebody has to speak for nature, and I'm for nature, and that's the reason why I'm here.
This is the first youth conference on conservation. Why youth, and why should they care?
Well, youth, first of all, are the center of everything. Every single discussion that happens in this country, anywhere in the world, youth must be involved. If you don't create those spaces for them to participate, for them to speak, for them to articulate what their agenda is, then you will not be able to be successful, because eventually there will be the continuum implementation process of what decisions you make today.
Resolutions drafted out of the conference are expected to change the narrative on environmental issues in Africa and beyond.
We want the young people to join the global community that sets the conservation policies, including the Convention of Biological Diversity, or the CBD, COP in Beijing, which will happen in Beijing, China in 2020.
What are some of the opportunities or programs designed for the youth of this country or even beyond in terms of conservation by WWF?
So we felt that having this conference itself exclusively for youth is going to help us as an organization redefine how we want to work going forward. It's also going to redefine what in the global agenda for our organization and other organizations as AWF are going to be talking about and going to implement. So we hope that from this point forward, they will always be part of those inner conversations within our organizations, but also part of the conservation world as a whole.
And as the world celebrates International Day for Biological Diversity today, the United Nations for Environment says that our food systems, nutrition, health, clean air, climate, and fresh water depends on biodiversity and healthy ecosystems that are now at the verge of extinction and needs to be protected. Safi Godana Mamo, Switch TV, Nairobi.